What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pro Speed Baseball. I've been getting tons of emails about Bryce Harper and his struggles with the shift, with not being able to hit the outside pitch and all whatnot. So I went ahead and took a really deep look into his swing and what's going on this season versus last season, and that's what we're going to be going over today, guys. The answer is so much more simple than you would ever think. If we just made just one little adjustment here, he would have a much easier time getting to these pitches and being much more successful at the plate. So if you guys are at home or having any kind of similar struggles, I highly recommend watching this video because even though it's a very simple subject, it's an extremely important subject to make sure you're doing each and every day you go out to practice and play. Let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, guys, the best lesson you're going to get from this video, and the most important thing you should probably take from this video, is you have to be extremely careful who you're listening to and where you're getting your information from. You know, I was doing this research, I was watching videos, the struggles of Bryce Harper, he's doing this, he's doing that, and everything. And then, you know, you see videos like this come up. This is a very popular video of Bryce Harper when he's coming into his swing right here. Now, there's no secret that Bryce Harper is a very aggressive swinger, that his mechanics could be much, much cleaner than what they are. And sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. He's kind of a sink or swim hitter in terms of sometimes he is flying open, like you're seeing here in this very popular video, which has just destroyed so many young hitters, because when we're talking about spinning a bent back arm into the ball, releasing that bat becomes extremely difficult. If you've followed the Pro Speed hitting system, we talk about the straight arm release and how we want to release into the ball, like your top hitters of all time, Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, Robinson Cano, you know, guys with really, really efficient swings. Now, getting the arm straight is just kind of more of a byproduct of the full release. You know, you got guys like Mike Trout that keep their arms a little bit more bent, or he keeps his arm a little bit more bent, but when he does straighten out his arms, he does tend to get quite a bit more action on the ball. Now, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to go over Bryce Harper's struggles, but I did want to show you guys this side by side. This is pulled, from some guys that were talking about Bryce Harper and the differences, and they were playing this video to show how good his swing was last year. And this is the swing over here on in the little bubble we're seeing right here. So this is directly from some very well-respected baseball guys saying that these swings are the same swing, and we can very clearly see, if we've seen the forward shoulder tilt videos from the hitting system, you're going to see right here Bryce Harper does a good job on an outside pitch, has forward shoulder tilt. It means his lead shoulder is closer to the ball, which means his lead hand can be closer to the ball, which means we have much more reach. And then over here on the right, we can clearly see we have neutral, even a little bit reverse shoulder tilt. There's no way on the planet Earth, we're just not biomechanically made to let our shoulder travel around our head and still be able to reach with the same amount of range of motion as we would as if we were in forward shoulder tilt. Now, regardless of this big swing flaw that Bryce Harper has, sometimes he spins, sometimes he doesn't, whatever, that's not a big deal. He's still a hitter. He still has his numbers. He still, you know, is been able to put up pretty good numbers as a player. Great hitter, great approach to the plate. He attacks balls that are in the zone, or he sort of used to. But so what's going on? What's the difference between now? His swing's not that much different this year than it was last year. Well, that's where it starts to get really simple. Guys are trying to complicate this way too much. Guys, one of the big things that we talk about in the Pro Speed hitting system, and when I talk about with all of my online students and my in-person students, is we have to make sure that we are consistent at the plate. We have to focus on the things that we can control. We can control our body. We can control what our hands do, what our body does, everything like that. We can't control where this pitcher is going to throw the ball. We can't control what the umpire is going to call when he calls his strikes that are nowhere even near the zone, but we can control our body, and that's exactly what's happening here with Bryce Harper. He's not controlling his load and stride. It's that simple, guys. So let's go ahead and dig right in here, and we're going to go over a few at-bats. So our load stride position, the end of our load is when our lead foot hits the ground. When our foot plants into the ground, that's the end of our load. So now we're gonna take a look at a couple of at-bats from Bryce Harper to show you where he is in each one of these. So the lines that we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at if his feet are parallel, closed, or open, and where his hands are in relationship to the vertical toe line. For those of you who don't know what the vertical toe line is, this is this imaginary line that we draw straight up out of the back foot off the back toe, straight up out of the ground, and we want to make sure that our hands are staying in front of that vertical toe line. This is something that Bryce Harper has traditionally done extremely well, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons for his success is that his hand positioning is so good. So what we're going to see here in this first at bat, feet relatively square, both hands in front of the vertical toe line. This is 2018. So you would, say, hey, Michael, he's got his feet square, his hands in front of the toe line. And let me go ahead and just put in a quick note. It doesn't matter if our feet are a little closed or a little open. They just need to be consistent. That's the whole point of this video, is we need to make sure we are consistent with our load and stride. If it's going to be a little closed, it needs to be a little closed every time. Stepping into an outside pitch, stepping into an inside-outside pitch, whatever it is. For any of guys that have played at a high level with that kind of velocity, there's just zero time to be able to actually step in the direction of the pitch. Therefore, we need to get our foot down and our hands back in the same position every time. So you can see right here, pretty good swing. Ball just kind of gets away from him. So we'll go to another at bat right here. We're gonna I'll have to move around the vertical toe line because the camera angles are going to change just a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at another one right here. So right here we can clearly see, we'll zoom in, a closed stance. Where's his hands? His hands are still in front of the vertical toe line. But guys, this is where it gets different. This is a different swing. We are swinging from a different spot. Even though it's minimal, it's a different spot. He has no idea where he's at right now. Great athlete, great hitter, great body awareness, but the swing timing is going to be just a little bit different. And if we're off by just a little bit in timing, speed, firing patterns, whatever it may be, things get very tough to hit. So there are two different swings and two different at-bats. Let's go ahead and go to another at-bat. This is a great view here. We don't have to guesstimate the stance. So we'll go ahead and draw his vertical toe line. We're going to see hands are in front, and then we're landing closed again. Remember, he was landing square in the first video. Let's go over one more, see if we can get a good one here. We're going to go ahead and take that vertical toe line, put it back right on his toe. And we're going to see, okay, landing square, hands actually got behind the vertical toe line right here a little bit. So you can see instead of them staying in front of the toe line, now they're behind it. So we just watched 4 at-bats. One was square with the hands in front. 2 were closed. This one's square with the hands behind the toe line. All kinds of things going all over the place. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to look at bats from 2017 when he had a great year. So we'll go ahead and draw that same vertical toe line straight up out of the back toe, straight out of the ground, and we are going to see some serious consistency. This is, like I said, why he's been so good. We're going to see a pretty square stance with both hands clearly in front of the vertical toe line and swinging at a pretty good pitch. Now he knows where he's at the plate in relationship to where his body is. We're going to go ahead and look at another bat from 2017. We're going to see the same thing, a square stance, both hands in front of the vertical toe line, being able to get to pitches that he was missing. If we want to get really detailed into this video, but in the spirit of keeping this video efficient, we're going to go ahead and just say we know we saw him missing pitches right here, but because he knows where he's at, his timing is going to be that much better, and you're just going to be that much more consistent. Let's look at one more at bat here. We're going to put the hands or the vertical toe line right off the back toe. Again, we're going to see the same exact thing. Perfectly square stance, both hands in front of the vertical toe line. For those of you guys who think that his hands might be a little bit hidden here, we can zoom in. You can see the handle of the bat right there. So that's a clear indicator that both hands are in front of that toe line right there. And again, just consistency. So guys, it's that simple. This is why Bryce Harper is struggling. He is landing in a different load stride position every single time, and that is making it extremely difficult for him to find his timing and to really get to where he can be comfortable and consistent at the plate again. So for those of you guys at home working on your swing, make sure you're getting your same load and your same stride every time. Find something that's comfortable, find something that's efficient. Make sure if you guys are following the Pro Speed hitting system at prospeedbaseball.com, if you're a free member or if you're a paid member, make sure everybody has access to the speed load checkpoint video. That's the introduction to the speed load. That's on prospeedbaseball.com. That's going to show you exactly where the load's going to be. You also have access to the Pro Stride in the free membership and the paid membership. I highly recommend checking both of those out. And then what you do is find where you are. Find if you're a little closed, a little open, a little square, wherever you're at, and start working at getting to the same place every single time. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really hope to help you out. I know it was a little bit longer today, but if you stay tuned, as always, I have a great bonus coming up for you at the end of this video of a drill that's just going to change the way you transition the bat into bat lag. You can do this drill instantly today. I highly recommend checking it out, along with getting your load and stride into the same place every single time. There are many facets to the swing that we need to make sure we get right. They're all simple, but yet they're all extremely important, and we need to know what those are. So if you guys check that out by clicking on the iCard or in the link in the description below, you can check out that video absolutely free of charge. Thanks again for watching, guys. Good luck with your swings. Good luck with your games, and we'll see you guys soon.
Today, I'm going to show you the #1 move that kills bat lag. But most importantly, we're going to do a drill that will instantly give you a tight transition into bat lag and have your swing looking drastically better today. The move that I'm talking about here is when we're going into our transition and the bat lays down, and now the only thing that we have to rely on for bat speed is our pure strength. From Mike Trout, he does this really, really well. You'll see as we pause him here in the max bat lag position, his barrel is really high, and you can see that it's barely dipping into that line. You can imagine if this was a nail and this bat was a hammer, if I was trying to hammer this nail in like this would be kind of like me dumping the bat. But if I'm letting this hammer swing and slam into this ball over and over again, I'm going to be very, very efficient. Now, I'm sure you guys are ready for it by now. Let's go ahead and dive into the wall drill. All right, guys, here we go, the wall drill.